I'd like to welcome everybody. We are a firm called Outside Eyes. We are the consulting group that your company has hired to help you decide on some issues and come up with some causes and recommendations to help you move forward. We would like to introduce everybody. This is Jeffrey Lyons, Rebecca Wisby, Rachel Russell, Caroline Galt, Jeriel Harvey, and myself, I'm Taylor Calhoun. Our firm has reviewed Starbucks operations and have created 2 recommendations addressing the firm issues we found during our research. The first issue is the poor financial performance Starbucks is experiencing. You can attribute this financial performance in one way with the average stock price. As you see, from 2006 to 2009, the average stock price suffered a drop of 7.5% per year on average. Also, the net profit margin decreased 4.4% per year on average from 2006 to 2009. These are both financial indicators of poor financial performance. The United States sales, as you can see on the chart, while it grew a few years back, has plateaued and even dropped off. If you make note, in 2009, it is a negative 5% growth rate. Is that correct? These 5 years add up to an average of 10.1% growth rate. The next slide shows us the multiple closings that Starbucks has experienced recently. Beginning in January 2008, Starbucks began closing stores. By the end of 2009, this number was near 1,000 stores closed. Internationally, Starbucks fares much better. As you can see with this chart, the Starbucks sales is on an aggressive trend line. The average growth rate is 20%, which is double the growth rate of the domestic sales. This is much better. This is where you want to be. I will now hand it off to Jeriel, and he will discuss the second issue the firm has.
Alright, hi there. I am not Jeriel Harvey. The second firm issue that we're going to be dealing with today is going to be facing the highly competitive North American market. Especially coffee and food and beverage industry have reached a mature stage in the United States. The first contributing factor to the highly competitive North American market is because the first reason that the condition of the United States market is an issue for you is because your industry is saturated and has reached a mature stage. This is why nearly 1,000 stores were closed in the U.S. in 1 year. Too many stores were opened too quickly and the economy could not support them. Contributing factor number 2, the next reason the condition of the U.S. market is an issue for you is because of the increased competition and the threat of substitutes. The average consumer in your industry is driven by price, convenience, and taste. If you are already at McDonald's for breakfast, it only makes sense to get a cup of coffee there. And according to a 2007 Consumer Reports tasting of Starbucks and their competitors, McDonald's black coffee was voted the best. Customer loyalty is the last factor that accompanies competition and saturation in the United States. The increased competition directly influences the decrease in customer loyalty you have experienced in recent years. People don't want to pay $4 for a specialty coffee drink when they can go to McDonald's and pay $2 or $3. The increased competition led to an increase in substitute products that has also led to a decrease in customer loyalty. As you can see in the quote, the last 6 months of 2007 saw a decrease in customer visits to your North American stores. Note that this is not an international fact, but domestic. Now I'm going to hand it off to Caroline.
Our first recommendation for you is international expansion. We have put together example cities and countries to either continue expanding into or to enter for the first time. In the next 3 years, you need to further your presence in Chongqing, China, and Buenos Aires, Argentina. In the next 5 years, you need to have entered India initially through Mumbai and Delhi and be ready to further expand throughout the country. This map is purely to show you where you are not present internationally. Even in some of the green areas, you are not present enough. As you can see, there is plenty of room for international expansion. Here you can see where your problems are. Obviously, your problems are in the United States. You've had 0 stores close internationally. whereas you've had nearly 8% of total stores worldwide closed down solely in the United States. Now I'm going to tell you a little about the example cities and countries we are recommending. Chongqing, China is the fastest growing city in the world. You currently have 8 locations there. Buenos Aires is the cultural hub of Argentina, and you currently have 7 locations in Buenos Aires. India is an exciting venture. Not only is India the second most populated country in the world, it experiences 7.5% economic growth per year. Mumbai is the New York City of India. Delhi is the nation's capital and has impressive income statistics. According to a Harvard study on Starbucks, Delhi and Mumbai are full of young people with spending power. The founder and chief editor of Track In, a popular business blog in India, stated that the Indian middle-class consumers are ready to spend more and be part of global lifestyle and culture. He also stated that coffee parlors in the country are on an expansion spree.